and get a decent gold supply, then the Saracen team should win. But the speed of Hun and Goths is just, it's a lot for Saracen in the start. So we'll see how RiuT plays it. So
Okay, good that we had some introduction first and now we are finally live and you can hear us. What a treat. And yeah, we talked about a bit about the civilization, Saracens being a bit tougher at the start. As we can see, he has to defend quite a lot, and the other choice was Huns. For Rage it was Goss and Hidden. On now Gold Rush the map was map pack, so they didn't know before. And yeah, as I already introduced, Prax is one of the top DMers in the world, and now we got everything we talked about the first 2 minutes pressed into 10 seconds, and we should focus on this map. Tell us something, where should both teams consider taking fights and what is it all about at the start in this game?
realistically, Gold Rush is simple. You take the hill in the middle, and you try to control the gold, and you should have a much better advantage over the other team. So, I mean,
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah.
Callan is doing exactly that, doing some pressure on RiuT, not giving him any chance to get into this big army of Mamelukes, and yeah, he's down very high in population, only 120 and 85 against 150 and 160, so they need to come back now and need to rely on those Mamelukes and try to defend, build some castles and get some defense up. But it seems like especially Callan, Mr. Knowledge, is not giving him any time soon.
Yeah, especially in the beginning here, there's going to be a lot of raiding by the Hun and the Goth. And really what they want is to keep their population down, because Saracen's population is so far behind the others, so they don't want them to get 200 pop. It's a very difficult matchup. I just played a couple of these, first Jimba and Interdimension, and they were not easy. So.
Okay, so we are up to 7 minutes 30 seconds. Who do you think took a better fight? Obviously, Hans Goss took the hill, got some control of the gold, but the gold was positioned just so much better for RiuT. He's already at the gold, and it seems like if he can get a lot of gold, he can get into a huge amount of Mamelukes.
Yeah, the gold positions are definitely to Tyrant's advantage in this matchup.
Yeah, and now the big aim is to get into full population for RiuT. Maybe Fire should even consider giving some gold to RiuT, who's trying to get a lot of gold, but getting sniped with traps, having a lot of castles, onagers of Goss even, but best onagers of Hans and Goss obviously. But Fire's trying to control this area. And look at the population, they're down so much, being behind 100 population, and that's mostly army at this time.
Yeah, Fire's population is down a little bit because Rage has been raiding him. He's doing a good job keeping it down, so.
Oh, but now they got into like the best combination in the game, at least for those civs, with Mamelukes and Onagers. Not a real chance to take a good fight if you're Huns there. You can't build Paladins against Mamelukes, you can't build Cav against the Onagers. So now the Goss needs to take fights, but Huskarls aren't performing too well against big amount of Mamelukes either.
No, they don't. He only has a few Mamelukes though.
Look at this formation of Rage Cav. Is this intentional or was this a mistake?
I think it was a mistake.
Ah, okay, now he's making a new formation, so totally fine. I think it's looking good for RiuT and Fire here. Now they kind of stabilize, getting down in population to equalize, getting even some trade, which isn't too necessary at the start. They had the gold, but it feels like Knowledge and Rage will run out of gold pretty soon. Let's take a look at the gold spot. As you remember, it's only 3 and a 4 pile gold spot, and they're pretty much down already. So they need to take a big look. Look at this, not much left. And they need to control this area here and get some gold, but obviously RiuT will try to deny exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, their advantage is kind of gone. So it's going to be tough for QuEnDi to win this them now having gold.
Yeah.
With Tyrant having gold now.
Yeah, absolutely. And shouldn't Tyrant, like, don't defend this left side area and try to focus more on the right hand side to get more gold for RiuT there? Because that's basically the key of winning the game, right?
Yeah, they really should be trying to take those castles down, but at the same time they might just be trying to keep QueNDi off of any gold mines, because that one is kind of close to them, but the rest are all under RiuT's control.
Oh, now he's trying to get the hill against 2 castles and some onagers. I think he will lose a lot of Mamelukes here. Even a big army of Rage now coming in. And nice ground attack against this, and it's totally shut down all the offense of RiuT here. Maybe one castle will go down, but I think most of the Mamelukes will lose their lives in this fight. Oh, and he's even going back with the Rams now, just kind of suiciding them for 1 castle. And let's take a look at the gold now. Rage down to 25, RiuT 400, Knowledge 1.5 and 200 for fire. So basically no one with a real bank of gold at the moment, and everyone is trying to save gold units as much as they can. How effective are Huskarls in this scenario against the Saracens?
They're actually, if you can really overwhelm the Saracen with masses, the Huskarls, they do really well. Like, they're really annoying. Ideally what they want to do is have Fire get his Huskarls in front of the Mamelukes. That's really the best combination. And then obviously you add in some onagers, and that's really unbeatable. So
okay, let's take a look at the trade, because at the moment it feels like only 3 villagers are gaining gold. Some trying for Rage, but they will surely get sniped down by the castle, as we can see pretty soon. No, not for now. So the trade isn't too healthy for both, going for 3 and 2 markets against 2 and 2 markets for now. So not the biggest trade, and it feels like the game stabilizes a bit at the moment, because both teams can't afford losing any gold units. Let's see some big onager shots. Ooh, a lot of cover going down there. Big hits. Yeah, you are laughing because you're always playing the Saracens as well, so it's nice for you to see Carpachas die, right?
yeah, it's you know, they're really strong deathmatch civilizations, so I do prefer to play them, but
now it feels like Fire is getting a lot of units out, being put 200. Let's take a look at his food eco. Quite okay. Oh no, very good for now. And maybe I would like some more mills, but the pure amount of farms is just so good for him. Having close to 100 villagers and a healthy food eco is just benefiting him so much.
Yeah, Fire is really doing a lot right now. RiuT really needs to get his population up.
Yeah, but how can he get up without any gold? Look at this, 1 gold miner. And if you have trade, you kind of want to reinvest it into more trade, no?
Yeah, for the moment, he really needs to be trying to get more trade units. Unless they're going to castle that hill, then they can actually mine. But all the villagers he tries to mine with, they keep dying because it's not safe yet. So
military count is pretty even. Those Gauls at the moment flooding so much, and is it very good to let Fire build more Huskarls? Shouldn't he send all the golds to RiuT at the moment?
It's working out for them now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, it is better to send gold to the Saracen in this matchup.
Okay, let's take a small look at the food eco. Callan had a pretty healthy food eco as well, and even Rage has some good, so I think they don't have to care too much about food ecos, but all about gold, and this is Gold Rush. And as you can see, still not a lot of villages mining gold at the moment, like 10 for Tyrant and close to 0, actually 0 for QueNDi at this time.
Yeah, Tyrant might have this match at this point, if they can get a castle on that hill.
Yeah, it will be tough to get a castle, because you can obviously just build some trap and they can easily snipe any castles up this hill here. So, and you need to sacrifice a lot of units, but they're kind of controlling this middle area with only with Huskarls and Mamluks at this moment and getting safely gold. I would love to see RiuT just sending 30-40 villagers just here and outmine those gold mines as fast as possible.
Yeah, I agree. He has a lot of villagers just chopping wood that he could probably just get. Let's see what fire has. Fire's pretty low on wood too, but it's definitely good for the Goth to tribute the Saracen to bring them up to the top.
Oh, even skirms being added in. You know, if you're in deathmatch game at minute 25 and you're building skirms, it's not looking too good for you, especially if your enemy has a possibility to build Veto Scouts and they're just eating those skirmishes alive. As you can see all the time, the spectator list shows us wood being sold, gold being sold, and tributed obviously, so they're just, yeah, solid team play here, but they need to retreat at the moment. The pure trash amount of QueNDi is overrunning the Tyrants.
Yeah.
Now RiuT is even affording those, yeah, very pricey siege onagers, so that obviously shows you that this golden camp is running and it's running good for him. The trade is looking better and better. He's walling, nice team play over here. As you can see, no team walling over here, but obviously the middle is the most important thing at the moment, so focusing everything in the middle is totally fine for now.
Yeah, and QueNDi doesn't need the wall right now. They're still more of the aggressor, so they're not really too much danger of being raided.
Yeah, absolutely true. Although you say that, and a sweet ram attack of RiuT is coming, and
yeah, he has a bunch of rams up top.
Yeah, but losing those two castles isn't too important. He just needs like 5 Huskarls and easily shredding those rams. But the defense is very weak, and if the gold is getting mined out in like 10 minutes, the ratings could be crucial over here. And as you can see, already 2 Mamelukes trying to scout how the trade looks like and maybe even sniping some trade cars at the moment. Oh, nice shot against those traps, and this castle will live longer and is being repaired, so I think they kind of getting this crucial hill in the middle.
Yeah, they have all the gold at this point, and they kept that castle on the hill, so it's looking pretty impossible for QueNDi to come back.
Oh, and GG.
Yep, there we go.
Oh. Okay, sweet play by Tyrant. They're surviving at the start and then just having some sweet attacks on the left hand side, sweet attack on the right hand side, even killing those some trade cards and controlling the middle. How did Tyrant manage to survive against the stronger Huns and Goth at the start, Praxis?
Well, he did exactly what he needed to do. He clumped up so that he didn't lose any villagers in the start. He made a couple of hand cannoneers, so he would, just because the castles were going to be slower, so he had something behind his walls to actually shoot the Huskarls and the Halbs on the other side. So he had a really good start. RiuT did. So they really practiced this a lot, it looks like, because he definitely knew exactly what to do. And then they did the right thing. Like, they once they were established, they just started pushing the middle to get some gold back. Definitely helped them out a lot with the placement of the gold. Like, had the gold been on the other side, it could have been a different game. So that definitely assisted them as well. But it was a really good job by them just staying alive and then pushing back up that hill. So that's really what won them the game.
Yeah, Gold Rush not being the very fairest of maps, to be honest, and everyone said it in advance, and they kind of tried to get the map makers to make it like more in the middle, more even, not the hills as high as they are. But yeah, Kellen and Tev kind of stayed on it with just keeping the normal random map, but without blocking sheep and stuff around, stragglers around you're starting to see. So probably
based on the gold placement, I would have liked to see QueNDi raid a little bit later than like to continue to raid. Like they kind of stopped raiding after the first 5 or 6 minutes, maybe. Um, so if they kept that pressure on, they might have had a little bit better of a chance. But yeah, once the Saracen gets going and has a safe economy, it's really impossible for those two civilizations to really defeat the Saracen.
Okay, don't you think it would have been a good time to pick a restart here? Because the gold was so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably should have.
So now we are going into 3 simultaneous 1v1s. It will be Frank War on Green Arabia, Persians War on Gold Rush, and Hans War on Green Arabia. What do you think should be the most exciting one? I think we should go with the RiuT's game, right? Fire will play Hans, RiuT will play Franks, and Spain will play Persians.
Well, let's see who they choose. I bet you that Tato.
Yeah, I think we will play RiuT against Callan, and we will follow this.
Yeah,
Rage will play
that's
Hans.
Gonna be
the most epic game of them.
Yeah, we've seen enough on War, so. Oh, they are leaving another room.
Okay, sweet. Oops! I want to spec myself. Misclicked. But they spec me. So, the settings, guys, now. It's 1-0, and I should update those settings because I'm a master of overlay. Most likely not, but let's not be too harsh on me for now. Let's overlay scores txt. It's my first day of streaming. That's why you didn't hear us for the first 3 minutes, because there's so much to do at the start, at least for me. Yeah, that I got kind of overwhelmed. And I'm trying to figure out where the file is. Where's overlay scores?
User joined your channel.
And it is 0-1, right? Sweet. So now we are going into 3 1v1s, and whoever wins 2 of those obviously gets the next point. So we will have Callan and RiuT playing the Franks one GA. I think it's Baden against who's their third player? Tato playing Persian War on Gold Rush, and Fire against Rage playing Hans GA. I think we are in the top game of this. Callan obviously being number 1 in 1v1 deathmatch at the moment, if I'm right.
Yeah, he's top on the ladder.
Yeah. And is he the best player, or who is it?
I think there's 2 or 3 players that can all beat each other, I'm sure.
Including you?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Jibba's here now, so you know he is the undisputed 1v1 champion.
Okay, sweet.
User left your channel.
Oh, but he left again.
Oh, he left.
Yeah, he's just talking with Orkut at the moment. In the dimension, obviously they lost their first game, and yeah, to the surprise of a lot of people, it was a great performance of Loss and not the greatest performance of Horseforce, to be honest. But let's say on this match, it's game number 2, part 1, Frank War, RiuT against Knowledge. Who do you think will win, or how will this game go?
I think Knowledge is going to win. Um, but it's going to be interesting. Knowledge has a lot of experience with 1v1 deathmatch, and he's really good at taking control of the map, and he's also extremely fast. So, with Frank War, if you can control the map and you're fast, and as long as you don't make any really bad moves, you should be able to take this game.
Okay, sweet. So we will go into game number 2, part 1 of this epic match, RiuT against Knowledge. As we can see, obviously starting with a lot of stables, pressing out those heavy forced paladins. And let's see, Callum will do obviously the same, a lot of stables, some racks to counter those. And yeah, let's talk about the maps, please. Let's tell me what the map looking for Callum here.
Well, he has better relic placement. Looks like the gold is really going to be more advantageous for him. He has 3 gold mines that are behind his town center, so he'll have a lot better time protecting them. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at RiuT.
No, it's totally
yeah,
the same. They both have pretty good defense gold spots, but let's take a look at RiuT, and as you can see, defense gold as well. So we will not see like an early pressure on those gold spot, like a forward on any kind here.
RiuT has a much better map overall, though. I thought Kellen was blue for some reason, but
yeah, he normally hosts, but this he didn't manage to. So let's take a look at the population. Then at the start, obviously, that's quite important. I can use my overlay. I just installed it today, so not okay.
Yeah, RiuT's about 10. Well, he's only about 5 higher now.
Okay. How did that happen?
How did that happen?
Yeah. Is he just producing more halberdiers? He didn't lose more villages, they're dead even with 9-9.
He probably just lost a few more villagers in the start, or he might have just forgot to queue something.
Okay. So Callan, actually it's quite even at the moment with the numbers, trying to fight obviously in the hill in the middle, controlling a lot of area if you get the hill, because you can easily snipe the castles of RiuT, or if you get the hill in Callan's shoes, you can, or in the RiuT shoes, the castle is probably going down. Let's take a look, 110 HP and it's not being cancelled, only 1.7k stone there, no cancel, so that's a small victory for Callan in this start. Oh no, it's RiuT. Yeah, I'm still a bit confused of the colors as well at this time. Yeah. Oh, as you can see, already a small fight for the relics and more control. Callan sniping a relic of, or not a relic, a castle of RiuT most likely here as well. Sending some paladins now to control the stone, control the gold. And that's very sneaky and could be extremely annoying because gold runs dry pretty soon in Frank's War as well.
Yes, and he does a really good job. Like, this is one of the things he does to take early control in his matches, is he'll just send a couple of paladins both sides to try to pick off any villagers that he can. And it can be really devastating if the opponent is not expecting it. So, and it's just a few paladins, so it doesn't really hurt his main army too much.
It feels like RiuT is taking this main hill here in the middle, even sniping down one castle, only one shot left. Oh no, he has a hill advantage, so obviously he's killing it already, and having more X-Men on this hill, killing some paladins, some halberdiers, and is sending more forces, so I think he will kind of stay on this hill, and having one castle now to support. The better start for RiuT here, I have to say. At least in the middle.
I'm not sure. Cullen just took 2 relics that were probably easier for RiuT to take, so he's setting up for a long game if needed.
Yeah, sweet. They're losing a bit in the middle, but at the same time controlling this neutral gold spot, getting some map control, taking even this sneaky relic here, and then we will have 1 relic with 2 neutral relics and 3 already for Callan pretty soon. So that's pretty good start relic wise for him. So it will be most likely 4 against maybe 1.
Yep, and he's about to take that 4th one, so...
Yeah, and obviously we talked about running dry on gold, but on Frank's it's super heavy on food as well. So as you can see, RiuT down to 200 food, Callan to 100 food, and not a lot of farmers just yet. We can see 8 farmers for Callan with 90 food, and 29 farmers already and 500 food for RiuT, so he did great there, already creating a nice looking food eco for himself.
Yeah, Callan needs to take some of his villagers off of gold and put them on the farms.
Oh, and Callan even losing more ground on this main hill, and I think he can snipe even more castles. And I don't like this castle, because if RiuT is controlling this area over here, camping some X-Men, I think he could snipe all 3 castles, and then Callan is down to maybe only 2 castles to produce X-Men. That's not enough at this stage of the game.
No, it won't be if he loses them.
And I don't see how he's getting this hill back. Obviously, the army of RiuT isn't the best, like, maxed out army, but I don't see Callan being maxed out pretty soon and just overrunning him with 60 paladins and 30 X-Men. So I think he will lose those castles.
Yeah. Yeah, Callan's trying to... He tried to raid a little bit to kind of try to make up for having a lower economy. And I think he's going to go try to raid again with those paladins.
At the moment he's just camping, trying to get the hill here on the left-hand side as well.
Yeah, Callan's just... He's not going to engage in a fight right now. He needs to build up his...
Yeah, he is trying to kind of max out, right? And getting, just a lot of paladins out. But his food eco isn't too great still. I think, oh no, now he is getting his food eco, so he maybe is like looking for 60 paladins and then trying to claim this hill with one big fight.
Most likely. Or even if he loses those castles, once RiuT comes off that hill, Callan will be in a much better spot to attack him. And Frank Paladins will, if you have enough of them, the halbs are like nothing to them, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Having more HP makes them the greatest paladins in this game. And Callan even building some onagers to counter this sweet amount of X-Men and just not giving the RiuT the possibility to have a very clumped up fight to be very cost efficient with those X-Men. But RiuT on his own is getting paladins out as well, and he's getting them in healthy numbers as well.
Well, Callan did something really good too. He built a bombard cannon, so he can kind of snipe the trebs. So he doesn't have to actually engage in a fight, and he can continue to build
but
up
maybe
his army.
Losing this costly bombard cannon? Wow.
Yeah, he didn't aim it very well.
Yeah. Isn't the bombard cannon like the most expensive unit in the game? I think it is, right?
I think turtle ships are more.
No, I think they're 200. Yeah, but never mind. So it was costly in any case. Let's see a big fight coming up now. The onager shots have to be crucial. I think it's better for knowledge. And he's coming with more paladins from the back. Losing all in front, and now they're kind of splitting. I don't like that they're fighting on the left-hand side when the big fight is still on the right-hand side. He's losing all the onagers. And maybe RiuT should retreat with his X-Men. Because if Callan is sending all his paladins now, he should clear out those... And I think he will just do that, and we have to see after this fight who's licking their wounds and how big those wounds are.
Yeah, I think Callan made a little bit of a mistake right there. With a big chunk of his army was not in the fight. So, Callan still won that battle, but he could have won it and been a lot more ahead.
Yeah, but look at the population now. He's ahead by 50. Villager count is even, but it's 90 army against 40. Let's take a look at how many paladins he has. He has still, after this fight, he still has 40 paladins left. So it had to be over 60, maybe even 80 paladins.
He definitely had a lot more paladins. Yeah, Callan really set himself up to win the game in the long run. So even though he lost that battle in the beginning, he has much better economy now. and he has 4 relics, so
Yeah, against one.
it'd be very difficult for RiuT to win at
And
this
he
point.
has a neutral gold spot. He got some out of this, only 150, and some villagers
Yeah.
out. But he got the other neutral gold spot for basically free, and still raiding. So some villagers are going down, carrying some gold, but yeah, not too cost efficient there. Maybe I would love to see RiuT building a castle over here and skipping 1 or 2 farms. And now Callan is the one with the better army taking the hill, and it feels like this army cannot really be destroyed if you only have top 160 at the time.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for RiuT to come back. And there's not a very good placement for his monastery.
So Fire lost at this other game, so RiuT needs to win if they want to go ahead to 0, or if Callan wins this one, and he's looking in the prime position at the moment. They will take the draw for 1-1, and even 1 relic getting down now. Let's see, oh, even 4 monks! He sends 4 monks to pick up 1 relic, so he really wants to go in the advantage of 5 against 0 relics, and then he can easily outcamp this game. And I think he even sold more food, going up to 5,000 gold at this time against only 200 gold. Callan is absolutely looking and aiming for this long game, but he could finish it earlier, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely he's gonna put himself in the position that if the game goes long, he will win, but he's not gonna just sit here now. He's gonna push.
Well, let's see. Actually, he can sit because time is ticking for him. Although, obviously, he could take a fight here. No onages at this time, so this fight should go a bit worse for RiuT. A bit worse for Callan, although obviously he has 20 paladins less than last time. Sniping some villagers here, getting a trap there, but getting raided on the other side as well. And collected the relics. It's a touchdown, 5-0 on the relic count.
Yes.
Now RiuT is trying to camp this hill. I think Callan should never take this fight here. And now they're kind of deciding, okay, let's battle, but RiuT Halberdiers are on a day off, it seems. Now they are only joining the fight, but way too late. No paladins left of RiuT. Now he has to send some from home, but so many X-Men still left of Callan, and I think he will be ahead after this fight. Retreating a bit against those onagers, but RiuT had a lot of X-Men as well, and the population is kind of stabilized at 160 against 145 at this time.
Yeah, I think RiuT actually came a little bit ahead in that fight.
Yeah, it's tough to pronounce him. I asked Dogao and RiuT at the Maldives how he wanted his name to be pronounced, and they came up with like 3 different versions, so I kind of only decided to stay with what we always said. Yeah. Some sweet ratings of Callan, controlling so much of the map. Look at this, it feels like RiuT only has 30% at this time, and he's trying to gain some on the right hand side, but those traps will be sniped. Some paladins will lose their lives, but maybe he's even sending them back quickly enough, and not even a single paladin died, so no payback from RiuT. Great move by Callan, and he's pushing in the middle, and he's pushing strong, getting some sweet paladins without even fighting, some X-Men as well, and pushing further in the middle, sending some more paladins, and I think it's looking very good for Callan at this time. What can RiuT do to possibly come back into this game?
I don't think there's anything he can do unless Callan just really made a big mistake.
And this mistake was?
I mean, he'd have to make a mistake, like, completely just
Yeah.
not look at his army. Because now he's
Yeah, I can see
so
where
much
you're
more
going.
gold.
Yeah, he's not even taking any like big confrontational fights at the moment. He's running around, fighting some on the right hand side, preparing a big attack on the left hand side. Let's see, 1 trap prepared. I'd love to see like 2 or 3 more traps, and then just go into this food eco. And let's see how the resources of RiuT look at the moment. And he's at the limit of a gold. Obviously, not having any relics won't help that on that regard. But food and wood is quite healthy for now. But he has to produce mainly halberdiers now.
Yeah, and once you have to do that in Frank's War, the throwing axemen do so well against Halberdiers.
Yeah, absolutely. They're so good against any trash, actually. So if you have, like, in the late game and both players kind of don't have any gold, just having 30 or 40 X-Men wins you the game, because you push trash against trash and those X-Men do so much damage against, obviously, only light cav halberdiers and skirmishers. So they're kind of key for RiuT if he wants to go into the later game and kind of stay and trying to fight back. But Callum getting more stone. I would love to see him send some villagers over here and get some more gold. Fighting on the left hand side, standing on the hill, now protecting.
Yeah, it's like he forgot that gold mine's there.
Maybe he thinks it's not safe yet. But actually his army is camping here, so yeah, maybe. And
yeah, he could put another
food,
castle
up
there. Yeah, he could put another castle on that hill and mine that gold. No problem.
Okay, now RiuT is claiming this hill. Those two traps most likely should pack and leave. I think that's not a good fight for Callan, and he's not fighting cost efficiently here. Losing all the paladins, will lose both traps, all the X-Men, and most likely not even sniping this one trap, no. And he will lose a goal, this castle, and maybe RiuT is able to get this gold spike, which would be very sweet for him, because he has to, like, take care about gold so much more than Callan at this time. And RiuT is taking the hill and building the castle where we wanted Callan to build one.
Yeah, that's really where he should have built one sooner.
And yeah, Callan decides, okay, this area isn't too important. I only have some food eco here, some farmers, some mills, but the most important thing is on the left hand side, and he's sending everything here. And I think we will see a big fight coming up here. And this one should be a better one for RiuT, because he has a hill. He should have two castles now. Let's see, the big amount of halberdiers and a great positioning for all his X-Men. And I think Callan is at least gold efficient wise. He's taking a bad fight, although he might be crushing this army at this time.
Yeah, he won that fight, but he definitely would have been better if he had more axers.
Yeah, but he actually can take those fights, right?
I mean, he does have 5 relics.
Yeah, we can't stress that enough. It's just like at this point, you don't have any gold income. You basically have the same food and wood income as your enemy. So those 5 relics just generating gold second by second for you. It's just giving you such a huge advantage going into the late game. And you even can afford such bad trades as we saw on the left hand side, just to even raid more RiuT. Sweet walling here, I like this a lot. But Callan has to take care on the right hand side, because yeah, most of his food eco actually is here, so he needs to defend or try to send all the villagers and build a new food eco on the north side of the map.
He's sending army back over there, but yeah, he's about to start mining that gold now too.
Yeah, and building another castle there, securing that area, and yeah, RiuT kind of struggling into this game, and I'm not sure how the Gold Rush game went, and it's good that we don't know, because I still think that's a bit excitement is here, because actually if Callan decides to YOLO all his army into the castles and into the hill of RiuT, he can throw this away, and then we get into like a very low, very low gold scenario here. And everything can happen there, because map control is so important. And at this time RiuT has more castles, having 6 against 3 at this time.
He definitely does have more castles, but he is essentially in a little corner right now, so
and
be interesting
RiuT
to see how
sold stone and food. Let's see, what is he producing? Is he producing any paladins? No, only producing X-Men at the moment, which are obviously gold efficient wise so much better at this time of the game.
Yeah, you're not going to really be able to make more than a few paladins. So
obviously, if this game Callan wins, it's 2-0. If RiuT wins, it's 1-1, and the game of Tattoo against Spaden is the deciding one. Persians won Gold Rush, so still some could happen if RiuT somehow manages to get back into this game, and he is still staying alive, but he needs an attack on those relics, but they are protected by 2 castles, a lot of units, his production facilities are close by, so I don't see like a crucial raid into those relics, and yeah, Callum will just stay on those 5 relics, I think, all game long. Some 3D ratings on the right hand side, but RiuT's population dropping now. It's tough to stay alive. You always have to fight Halberdiers and Axemen against mainly Axemen. You can't take cost efficient fight, even concerning food and wood. He always has to sell so much, so his eco is getting, just pushed down by the market rates. Yeah, Callan now decides, okay, I don't want to lose this hill again in this game. Let's build 2 castles there. And yeah.
Yeah, and he brought his monks over too, which, and if you have four monks like that with just axemen, you can really help preserve them in this late game. So he really needs to ungarrison them and bring them over to the battle.
And he's not taking good battle at this moment, losing most of his axemen actually, just going down to 10 against maybe 15 left of RiuT, but he can't push. Even taking such a good fight, it's just, it feels like a slow death animation of RiuT here.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he is taking kind of bad fights, Kellen is, but if you look how quickly his gold's going up from his relics, he can just keep pumping axemen almost indefinitely.
Let's take a look.
They're so cheap. Like, his gold is going up faster than he can make axemen.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And yeah, some raids of RiuT, he kind of decides, okay, I can't take good fights, and I can't raid your gold eco, so I will raid your food eco. He's blocking it on the right hand side, not anymore, but he tried to, raiding in the north. But there's still so much food eco protected by castles as well, and those light castles of, without bloodlines obviously, of Franks, aren't the greatest raiding units in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Kellen's pretty army heavy right now. He only has 83 villagers, but he could go even lower. He could almost go down to like 75 villagers and just have axemen.
Okay, and so
he should build a few onagers though with it, like just with his axemen. Maybe 2 or 3, and then just defend those with his trebs.
Yeah, and yeah, he can't snipe those onagers, not having any paladins, can't afford onagers on his own RiuT, that is. So, oh wow, now Callan's selling a lot of food, from 14k down to 1k now. So he's
I don't think that was worth it, based on...
Now he wants to go for the final push. Guys, now we can see a fight that RiuT wins, but that's the last fight of this game RiuT will win. Callan now preparing, he has 5 traps, he will soon have those 50 paladins again. As you can see, all the stables queued with a lot of paladins. Now he should reserve all his units, going back to this hill, sending back his traps. Obviously don't want to lose his traps at this point, as we can see more paladins queued at this time, more X-Men queued, so many precious expansive units. Callan now will wait for like 83 villagers, so he will wait for 117 military and will go for the final push of this game.
Yes, that's definitely what he's doing.
Now he even sees, okay, my army is good enough, even kind of patrolling into it. I think he should retreat. I think that's not the fight he wants to take, although he obviously could. And now Callan producing no more paladins, and at the moment Yeah, he's not getting the resources on the map. What is he doing? Pop 160, not producing anything. Now he's back into producing. Deciding to build 10 X-Men in one castle, 0 out of another. And now Cannon is going for the final push, getting down those castles. And if RiuT not having castles anymore, we already had the scenario. He can't build any cost-efficient units in this game. Even it wasn't cost-efficient concerning gold, but now he doesn't have castles anymore to even build those not too efficient units, but the best ones he had at this point.
Yeah, he is getting a few onagers out though, so.
But guys, I wanted to hype this fight. Like, Callan is building this unbeatable army now. But look at RiuT, just staying alive, fight after fight. Look at this population, he's ahead. He's actually ahead in population at this time.
Yeah, it's... Callan should have done, like you say, he should have just built up to 200 before attacking.
Yeah, but he only built up to 160, and that was the only possibility for RiuT. Oh, and that's so sweet. Again, this... Yeah, but it was enough. It was enough after all. After 1 hour fighting of RiuT and trying to stay alive, he still was alive, but he knew he could never win this game.
Yeah.
Oh, an interesting one. Let's take a look at this relic gold, because that's basically the story of overall gold 27 to 17, so 10k more gold, and as you can see 7k of this because of the relics.
The relics and the extra gold mine.
Yeah, 2 extra gold spots there.
Yes.
So I will update the score to 1-1. Bam! Oh, what a frank war. So now we will go into game number 3, which is a 2v2 Green Arabia. Probably maybe the last 2v2 for today, because we will have 3v3s and another 1v1 set after those, at least for 3 games. And we will have Hans and Hidden Civ on Green Arabia. Give me your thoughts on this Hidden Civs Praxis.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they choose. I mean,
what should they choose?
I think there's 2 good choices. The safe choice is going to be Hun and Goth again. The other choice you can do is Hun and Saracen. And then, of course, if they're anticipating Hun and Saracen, they could attempt to do Hun and Tuatun. But they're probably going to choose Hun and Goth, and based on the choice on the first map, I think Tyrant will probably go with Saracen again.
Okay, so you think they will pick the same as on map pack?
Yeah, honestly I do. Based on their...
Oh no, it's obviously it's Hun Saracens against Hun's Goth this time. Obviously, yeah. So not exactly the same...
yeah,
but same, kind of in the same direction.
Same hidden civ.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and obviously there are better maps for each civ. So what map should the probably Saracen's team of Tyrant hope for, and what map should QuEnDi with the Goths hope for?
Well, say it one more time. I was typing.
Okay, so we got 2 corners: the corner of the Saracens of Tyrant and the corner of the Goths of QuEnDi. And obviously there are good maps for Saracens and good maps for Goths. So what map is QuEnDi hoping for? What kind of GA map? And what kind of map is Tyrant hoping for?
So with Saracen, you want to be as far away as possible from your opponents. And then if you have a good defensive hill, that's going to make it really unbeatable for the other team if they don't have Saracen. So far away, defensive hill, gold in the back. That's gonna be a recipe to win, really. For Goths, kind of the opposite. You want to be as close to your enemy as possible, so that you can really just overtake them with just population, just spamming Helbs and Huskulls. So that's really it. With especially if the Goth is kind of real close to their enemy and has a big area in the back to build the economy, since they don't have the ability to wall. That's really effective for them as well.
Okay. And at what time do you think, if the game stabilizes, the Saracens team has the advantage? Like, at what time do you need to kind of finish the game if you have Hans Goss? Because you want to finish the game earlier, right?
Yeah, it depends on how stable their economy is. Like if Hun and Goth can really keep the Saracen economy unstable, it could take 30 or 40 minutes or longer. But if the Saracens able to just set up a real strong economy, then you're looking at like 15-20 minutes to where you're not going to be able to stop their army. So it just really depends on how well and how quickly they set up a safe and strong economy to keep producing that gold, just because Mamelukes are so expensive.
Okay. Okay, sweet stuff. So let's go into prediction, because we are starting with the spectator delay. Who do you think will take this map?
I need to see the civs and the positions first.
Oh, you want to go for the safe route? Okay. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that, because obviously it can differ quite a lot. But I want a prediction within the first 10 seconds of the game, okay?
Okay.
Okay, sweet. So we are going into game number 3 out of those best of 7. QuEnDi against RiuT versus 4. Let's go and see how the positioning and the civs are. We can see Saracens for both. So who wins?
Wow. Man, I'm gonna have to go with QuEnDi.
QuEnDi. Okay. So we will see the start of QuEnDi knowledge named Kellen at first. Obviously now they see, okay, both went for the same like kind of strategy. And yeah, why did QuEnDi pick Saracens?
I mean, they are the most real. They're just so powerful. It's hard not to choose them, except when you have two players that are just extremely fast and confident in that speed. So I really thought that they would go Hun Goth, but they're going for more of a strategic win. So
okay, RiuT got the full market, by the way. And it's cross position, so we will have to see a lot of villages die most likely, because the Huns needs to attack the Saracens first, but obviously good Saracens can prevent raidings quite a lot if he's building very tight. As we can see, both players building very tight and not a lot of surface area for those paladins, and a lot of camels protecting those paladins raidings as well. So if you want to go into late fight, obviously Saracens is better, but how can Huns be very effective in this matchups?
Really, they're going to be meat shields for the Saracens.
Okay.
If they can get in some good raiding, that's going to help out a lot. But right now it looks like there's some early double on Rage. And that hill in front of Rage is going to make a big difference too.
Yeah. Okay, now we are live, guys. As we can see, tight build-ups. It's Cannon Rage on the south side, and RiuT and Fire in the north. I'm sorry, guys, it's my very first time ever streaming live from. So please don't go too hard on me. And we are live here, and yeah, trying to enjoy now. Very first big fight here, kind of trying to take the hill in the middle of RiuT and Rage here, and I think some double would be nice here, right? But Rage did send most of his army to the other side, or actually both players did.
Yeah, I think that is a bit of a mistake. Rage can't really afford to lose that hill. Like, if he loses that hill, it's gonna be extremely difficult for him.
Ooh, big onager shot here, and the second one should kill a lot. Wow! Look at this! He will never ever. This hill is lost. This hill is basically lost. He lost like 25 coverages there.
If he,
Well, I'm so glad that I switched before this shot and didn't stream onto empty chat. And oh, his army was... So basically RiuT only needs to camp this hill now. He needs to build a castle, build traps. He will deny all those castles. And if he gets into this big Mameluke force now, obviously Callan's trying to help, but they fought one after another, so...
Yeah,
this
they had
will
kind
be
of
RiuT's.
They had a big mismatch. They went to go double Fire, but they should have been doubling RiuT, so...
Fire trying to help, but denied by Callan here. Okay, now they need a lot of onagers to reclaim this hill. And a lot of traps, so they're already building those traps. And because obviously RiuT is trying to camp this hill here. But yeah, if you camp, you're not moving, so onagers would counter this positioning of RiuT. But if he is building enough, and obviously Fire is standing a lot and intercepting those onagers, not even getting to the hill, and I think they're doing a great job to stay in prime position for this hill. And this hill is so important, as I already mentioned.
Yeah, it definitely is. Kellen's population is extremely low right now too.
Okay, let's take a look at the population. Oh, it's 60 and 100 against 100 and 160. So Fire, the only guy with a high population. And this gold spot of knowledge is so vulnerable. And he didn't got the market. No trade for now because they didn't go for the corner just yet, being blocked in the north. But they had secured this area. I think Callan will be very low on gold pretty soon. Let's take a look at Callan's gold. And it's only down to 500, and Rage can't send him because he has only 400 as well, and down on food, so the ego of those QueNDis is pretty low, and it's looking good for Tyrant now.
Yeah, it's looking really good for Tyrant.
Oh man, this early onager shot.
Off of gold almost completely right now.
And they don't have trade. At the moment, it's the only thing that's going good for them is that Callan was blocking this area over here, and we don't see any trade for Tyrant at this stage. But look at this, still unclaimed gold spot. They got the market, they got the hill, they got nice fights. They got a healthy gold eco. Look at the gold eco of Callan, basically non-existent. We see the Saracens building hussars at minute 13 of the game. Oh god.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. I think trying to double Fire was their mistake, and that cost them the game.
And now they are pushing already in the basically non-existent trade, but in the food eco. And look at only at the military counts, 15 and 50 against 43 and 115 of Fire.
This game's over now. Yeah,
he's raiding everywhere. Ram attack over here. Halberdier standing over here, blocking a bit, even helping out, and now they're in the production of the Huns. And he's not getting out any units at the moment. He doesn't have resources, he can't produce anything. I think this game is for the Tyrants, and we see a very quick 2-1 here.
Yeah, this is a interesting game.
Yeah, the first attack over here didn't do anything. At the same time, he lost over here, didn't take care, and then we got this bada boom shot, which made me craygasm a lot. And yeah, then they basically just pushed down this hill, built new castles, onagers support, having this nice amount of Mamelukes, having the market, and now they're just pushing strong and stronger. QueNDi trying to defend, but I don't see them how.
No, it's just they're just prolonging the game at this point. It's over.
Even sending villagers from gold to build this castle, so no gold income for the whole team. The whole trade is blocked, and now Tyrants are building up this trade, and we can see the early GG and the very early GG. If I told you the game would end after 7 minutes and 23 seconds, you would never have believed that Tyrant won it, right?
Yeah, probably not that quickly. But once I took that hill, it was just so quick.
Whew, yeah, obviously nice push by RiuT there. So let's take a quick look into the achievements, and I think the story most likely will be exactly rage, kill statistics, and RiuT. Just so efficient. Hans not doing too much. Callens wasn't too great, and Fire, although he built a lot of Harvarders, and he built a lot of them, like it felt like 150, the kill statistic is actually quite okay. Trade profit very low at this stage. Bling! And yeah, some villagers, but only at the end, and not the best amount, and not enough on gold. So let's go onto the overlay, and I will try to get you in the game and with sound in the first team game, maybe. So let's see how I will do about that. And we get into kind of surprising 2-1 for RiuT versus 5. Okay, now we go into game number 4. Namely, it's Ghost Lake team random with a 3v3. And to remember, you guys, obviously this tournament was a 2v2 tournament, and after we finished the bracket stage and only 8 teams were left, those 8 teams drafted 8 players who already got eliminated out of this tournament. So now we have Spaden playing for RiuT with 6, and we have for QueNDi who is playing Tattoo, right? I think so, yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay,
Where is Tattoo?
So who do you think has a better pick there? Spaden, Tattoo?
It's hard to say. Spaden definitely has more deathmatch experience. When I did my draft, I placed Spaden ahead of Tato, but I had them both on my list.
Okay, so both obviously top 8 for sure, and yeah, or at least top 8 of the drafted players, and yeah, a nice addition for both teams for sure. I think the main reason those teams kind of drafted them because they are basically mainly random map players, so they could give some inside information on those not too familiar maps for most deathmatch players, like Baltic, Continental, Gold Rush, and get some strategy out of those random map players and just profit from their experience.
Yeah, for sure. At the point that they chose, I think they had the 6th choice, and really there wasn't that many strong deathmatch players, so the random map players were definitely a better choice at that point, just because of, like you said, their experience. So
yeah, and they're by no means at all bad deathmatch players. Spaden having, I think, a very solid deathmatch rate as well. I will just go onto his profile, and we can see deathmatch 1v1 1770 and deathmatch team game 1760. So that's definitely playing into the top games of deathmatch as well.
yeah.
Yeah, Kellen having connection issues again, so yeah, we will just wait for him to come back, resolve all those small problems with connection. I will take a small bathroom break, and we will be back very soon. See you soon, guys. Stay tuned. Okay guys, we are back, the countdown is going, and yeah, now you should hear something on the stream brew, and we are going into game number 4. It's Team Random Civilizations on Ghost Lake. We can see Byzantines, Persians and Teutons. Let's take a look at the positioning. We will have fire on the left hand side with Byzantines, Persians in the middle, Spaden, and on the right side flank RiuT with Teutons. On the other side we can see on the right hand side Rage with Byzantines. In the middle Callan with Persians, already going for castles only after 1 Rex. That's interesting. And on the left hand side Taito Teutons. So both players, both teams have the same middle player with different approaches and different flanks. So we'll see Byzantines against Teutons on both flanks and Persians in the middle. Let's compare the starts a bit. As I want to mention a lot is the stable start of Spaden with 4 stables and then 2 castles, compared to Callan starting 1 barracks, and then we have to see 5 castles and 1 siege workshop. That's very orientated, yeah, concerning the long run. Let's take a look if I got the overlay again. Sorry guys. Yeah, I will get better at this. I will get better. I promise. It's, yeah, but I'm disappointed this time as well. The other 2 times I was like, okay, I fucked up, but this time I'm a bit disappointed. So yeah, everyone has a pain. Yeah, but I'm sorry. As you can see, so the Persian approach was here, as you can see already, having 5 castles up pretty soon now, and Spain only having the shared castle building here. And now the armies are clashing against each other on the left hand side and the right hand side. We saw already some defense, and Fire nicely taking this hill here, and Rage trying to deny RiuT building a castle over here, but isn't too successful. Let's take a look. The trade of the most of the times is tough to control on this map because you can't wall as much on GA, for example. And you can't build farms too nicely. But the trade this time looks fine. Both teams having secured, kind of secured, 2 corners. I think only if RiuT is able to put a lot of pressure on Rage, he could get this corner, but Rage already building a castle here, so it's totally fine. And I hope that Praxis might get back pretty soon. Not for now at least. Yeah. I will just give you the view log of Fire for 1 second, and I will be back very soon. Okay guys, and I'm back. So let's take a look at the fights. Fire is fighting big on the left hand side, and obviously now we will see a lot of White Elephants. And I'm not sure if Callan's production of Scorps is too good, because most of the times the counter of the Scorps you're only building to counter elephants, and both flanks could build some counter against elephants, and they will have to build counter of elephants. And Praxis is back. But I will just give him some time to really set up everything. And a big amount of traps here by Fire, getting 1 castle of Tato already. And at this stage I'm pretty, yeah, fine with
This
the
is a pretty
build-ups.
interesting matchup.
Yeah. Okay, let's tell us something about your Thors. Precious.
Well, let's see here. I mean, really, the Persian in the middle is probably the best position, and they're both in the middle, so that's ideal. Ghost Lake is can be a really tough map. So far, neither team's really walling, but there's not too many units that they're going to be raiding with besides two Teutonic Paladins, which are really slow, and maybe some Cataphracts. But I don't know, let's just see how it goes. They're got some interesting fights on both sides.
Yeah, Tattoo building a lot of Teutonic Knights, and I'm not sure if I like this against Byzantines, to be honest. And it looks like they have a lot of control against Fire over here. Fire only being down at population 70 and not controlling any of the left-hand side areas. Oh, you see a lot of villagers going down here. Not finishing this castle, or will it? Maybe. Oh, whoa, whoa, you finished it, but not too important because. Okay.
Yeah, Fire. And it looks like he has some Scorpions too, which must be a mistake. But.
Yeah, Fire. Oh, yeah, normal Scorpions. Maybe they have that kind of counter Teutonic Knights, but obviously you want to have the heavy Scorpions in this scenario.
Yeah.
RiuT is going to the other side, building some siege shops, so he will support the siege onagers, and siege onagers perform pretty well against a combination of heavy Scorpions and Teutonic Knights. But still, a lot of elephants here, and it seems like they are blocking the trade quite nicely for now. And RiuT is under some heavy pressure, and Spaden needs to come now.
Yeah, he's coming, but it's less than half of the elephants that Kellen has, so if they can't stop them, it might be a pretty short game.
Yeah, I think you would have they did send way more to the right hand side, but Rage had a nice defense and had a lot of halberdiers as well, so he kind of countered the double possibilities of Spaden there, and it felt like both flanks kind of had the better armies against the potential middle double. And now...
Yeah, they definitely had a better army mix. One thing with Byzantines, a lot of people... There's a lot of different army combinations you can make with them, and different combinations work better in different situations. So you can do very poorly or very well with Byzantine in DM.
Okay, nice onager shots from the side here, killing a lot of Scorpions, doing some more damage. So this was very cost efficient for RiuT. But still, the mounds of elephants, it feels like 15 to 7 or something by Spaden. Some in the back here. And now Fire is building some monks to counter this big amount of elephants. But obviously Tattoo is pushing, and he's pushing strong here. Where is... Oh, I don't like that Kellen is having all his army here. He could easily group all his armies in the middle of the map and then decide where to go. But it feels like... Yeah, Rage stabilizing on the left hand side. Tattoo is even pushing. And the trade isn't running too well for QueNDi. No, for QueNDi it's running well. I mean, for Team Tyrant plus Spaden, it's not running too well for now.
No, it would actually, right now would be a perfect time for Kellen to send 20 elephants right up the middle, and he could just completely destroy everything up there. They wouldn't be able to stop it.
Exactly where?
Like, just from his gather point, if he just sent them straight up, kind of where Rage is raiding right now with some Cataphracts. If you sent some elephants up there, up to where their markets are at 12, there's nothing but farms and villagers. So,
yeah. And if you want to send elephants, and it's tough to wall on this map, obviously, because you can't build on this huge area. And yeah, they know what spot to raid, but they decide to go with Cataphracts and Paladins instead of those elephants. And Tattoo's pushed back. Spaden got out a lot of elephants here, as it seems. Being popped 200. And yeah, 135 villagers here. Yeah, nice population for Spain at this time.
Yeah, and they're not. Normally in this matchup, you really want to tribute the Persian as much as possible because elephants are so strong. So they can have more elephants and less villagers, but both teams have relatively lower amounts of tribute.
Okay, and who should tribute more, the Byzantines or the Teutons?
It depends on their unit. So like Rage, for example, he was making more air blast or arbalest earlier. So if he made some arbalest and helped, he could really tribute a lot of food to make more elephants.
Okay.
Green's probably not going to be able to tribute as much because he's going to be making Teutonics and Paladins, so he's also going to be heavier on food. But the Byzantine could really go lighter on food and tribute more to the Persian.
And as we saw, Knowledge running out of food. Oh, big hits against those. And oh, those elephants, they were in high numbers, but now they will die quite easily against the big fire of onagers and the castle. What I wanted to say earlier, just Knowledge running out of food and not getting a lot of tributes, get them in a scenario to not push through here. They were so close to the trade, killing down most of the production, but Spain just having a bit more food eco, a bit more sling, just was able to send more elephants. They cleared it up, and now fire stabilized, getting up a lot of castles and being top 170. It's totally fine for them. And I don't like seeing Arbalettes and Harvarders at this stage in the game. This is really the army you want to build this late. Are they still effective? Well, it seems like it's not too decided, or they aren't. And yeah, let's see. Obviously, most of the time you will see fights on two fronts: left-hand side front, right-hand side front, and maybe some go through the middle. But we haven't seen too many of them yet. Only sending some war elephants, but yeah, just nice denial by Kellen. Instant reaction there. Feels like the game kind of stabilized for now.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Oh, and another attack on the left hand side. I'm missing onagers of Chateau. Here has 3 for now, and I would love to see onagers support on the right hand side from him. Yeah, not too good that he isn't doing that just yet. Oh, big clashy, a lot of mixed armies, like 4 players fighting over here, and everyone having different kind of units. It's very tough to even commentate on what's going on, but it seems like Nap's Tyrant combination is getting out ahead quite nicely here. And even shutting down on the left hand side the potential forward base of Chateau. Or are they killing? Yeah, they're absolutely killing all the villagers. And if not, the bombard cannons would easily clear the castle up. So let's see, how do you get an advantage in this stage of the game now?
They have to find a weakness somewhere. You can see Tato tried to put a castle near 9 o'clock. Yeah, had he got that up, he could have killed some of the forest with his onager, and they could have raided, but really it's going to be trying to kill the other team's trade. So if one of them can get a really strong raid in there and kill as many trade cards as possible, it could turn the game in either team's favor at this point.
Okay, and what units are you sending to raid the trade? Because elephants are pretty weak for this, and paladins aren't the greatest either. So do you have to push, or do you just send a big army?
I would, right now, with what they have, cataprax are probably the most effective for killing trade. If you got about 25 to 30 cataprax and put them in a choke point, they can kill all the trade really quickly.
Okay, why are Cataphracts better than Paladins?
Well, in this instance, it's because they're trample damage,
Oh, okay.
and also they're faster than the Teutonic Paladins. So,
Ah, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, the Byzantine could make Paladins too, but Cataphracts are a little bit more effective for this matchup.
Okay, and it feels like RiuT is having a lot of problems against a combination of Arbalest and a lot of Cataphracts as well. So let's see if this Onager can do some damage. It feels like it will only get 3 Onagers, and yeah, it's not getting 3 Arbalest not getting out another shot. And RiuT's defense is falling apart. They're knocking down at the door of RiuT, losing most of his production already. Obviously, he can easily build just new stables, but still, the defense is just not as strong. Not many defense castles on the way, only 2, but a lot of traps. So I think Spain needs to help, and he needs to help strong here, because Callum will be there as well. Although Callum decides to push on the left-hand side, and this will put RiuT into some problems.
Yeah, Rage is doing a really good job right now.
Okay, let's take a look at the population. It seems like most players being popped 200 Rage, and RiuT only 160 at this time. But obviously their teammates had enough resources, so... Ooh, a lot of elephants not in the group for Spain there. But now he will send them. And now we see the first raid of Callan. Let's see how Spain will react, trying to house wall a bit. Oh, the villager was blocking the wreck, so the elephants will get in at least close to here. But Spain, obviously having his castle very close by, can build some elephants on his own. So let's see how Callum will actually do. Do you think this raid will do mainly food damage, or will he get some trade cards?
Well, the elephants are already spreading out. He really wants to keep them together, and there's a kind of at 11 o'clock. There's 2 forests that the trade cards are running between. I would have tried to put the elephants there because all the trade cards are right there, so he could have got a lot of them real quickly. Another thing with elephants, because they're obviously much slower than the trade cards, is you want to get them in a close spot and take advantage of the trample damage.
Okay, yeah, makes sense, absolutely. And RiuT having another nice defense and nice hold, and yeah, just staying strong. A lot of traps, a lot of siege.
Raid's not doing too well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I even kept switching. The only good thing for now is that he's kind of forcing Spain to build a lot of elephants at home. And at the moment, Spain is having like 15 unused elephants at home. And yeah, they're not fighting. But he has a lot of them. Let's take a look at Spain. I'm a bit confused about the villager count and military count. Let's go into Spaden's view. He has only elephants, and he has 40 of them, so that's a healthy count for sure. And having them most over the map, but still some in the trade, and those aren't too useful. So, who would you give the advantage at this stage of the game?
Probably Tyrant, just because the Persian's going to really control this game, and Spaden is doing a better job right now.
Okay, what is Spaden doing better than Callum at this time?
So basically he's doing a better job like attacking different spots of the map. He's winning more battles than Kellen is. He's kind of like right now he's fighting in the middle, and he's fighting on Tato's side, and where he's fighting with Tato, Spaden has no elephants. Kellen's kind of scrambling to get Spaden off the middle, and then currently, Kellen has nothing helping Rage either, so Baden's just kind of taking advantage of more spots. We'll see what happens. Kellen's selling a bunch of elephants.
Oh, siege workshops. Now finally he can get out some heavy scorpions there. That should never ever happen if you're Kellen. And now he is getting into the food eco. Yeah, Kellen having a small build up with all his castles, not having too much stone to spread those castles around. Let's see, now they're pushing at the RiuT side, but RiuT already showed us that he has a nice defense. On the left hand side they are breaking down, and in the middle it's not looking good, so I totally see why you were giving the advantage to Tyrant and Nap's team here.
Yeah, Tato is in a very bad situation right now. It would be really hard to come back at this point.
Yeah, going down to 140, let's take a look at his resources. No food at all, 4k wood, some gold, some stone, so I want to see him building another castle and go for maybe some Scorpion Onager defense and just try to survive and try to stabilize. But look, how can they stabilize if Kellen has to fight as his own base?
Yeah, he should never allowed Spaden to build those shops there. Like, he should have had a castle there. Plus, again, like, he should have walled off his economy.
Okay, population RiuT is going down to 130, so it's not the strong defense as we would have wanted to see for him, but obviously he has to fight against a full controlling Rage, and all the elephants went to the north, and now the elephants of Spain arrived, but not taking a very good fight. Now they will take better fights for sure. And yeah, Kellen defended. Let's see, it feels like it's a bit clockwise, counterclockwise pushing at the moment. On the left hand side we go down, on the right hand side we go a bit up, and it feels like it's a rush for who's getting to the trade earlier. Oh, and we can see that Fire is aiming for going for the trade, building some Cav archers here. And I think they are not a misclick. I think he wants to go and raid at some sweet spots, maybe like here. Oh, those traps that prove themselves a bit too early. But one will survive, even the second one.
Kellen recovered really nicely from...
Yeah, now they can push on the right hand side. Yeah, and now RiuT should build more Scorpions as well, because they're actually quite okay against every unit here except Siege Onagers and Paladins. And yeah, the unit you feel the most is obviously the elephant. Tato recovered and RiuT at 180 as well. So yeah, both teams basically having population 600. Now we go into a big fight, a lot of orange shots, and even more elephants coming from both sides. It feels like Spaden has more elephants at this time, but Rage will get some of his own by conversion, and some Arbalest and Halberdiers are helping out. I think this fight should go better for Spain and RiuT, if you ask me, because Spain just had the bigger amount of elephants here. Yeah, now, Rage is just shred down, and only now Kellen is arriving with more of his elephants, but they will not take the best fight, although a lot of Halberdiers are helping out. I think it will kind of stabilize over here again, and all the players will get to pop 200. But let's take a look at the side here. Fire is now switching into cataphracts only.
Yeah, Tato really needs to change to Paladins at this point.
Yeah, even Kellen is going for Paladins to counter and help out against Fire here. But Toto on his own obviously would be very weak, yes.
I think he wanted the Paladins to snipe the monks, but they got blocked. So.
Oh, yeah, true. Oh, and more cav archers prepared, so I will have to take a look about this. If they're going to trade, when and where. Some more raids of Callan. You can see one elephant was over here, another one over here. Some paladin raidings. And yeah, let's take a look. Now the cav archers, maybe. Oh no, he's building the cav archers against Teutonic Knights and Halberdiers? Maybe just as a simple unit counter? I wouldn't like this. Oh, now Tato got a lot of paladins out, maybe due to getting some sling and surrounding from behind and attacking at the front as well. Fire will lose this castle for very sure, but Tato lost all his paladins in exchange. And RiuT again, going down to pop 140. He needs some sling. And I think he will have very low villager count, only 50 villagers here. That's way too low, obviously. Having some trade cards and 10 of them idle, so only 40 working villagers, and you need food and wood if you're Teutons. So yeah, he absolutely needs a higher count here. And Rage just pushing so far. Look at this. This was the start base, but now finally Fire is going for the push. Yeah.
Well, Fire is going for a big raid, kind of towards 3 or 4 o'clock.
I'm on it. I'm on it. And let's see if he finds a sweet spot in between some. He needs to send those cav archers away, and he's taking care. And he's raiding over here, so a lot of trade cards will die here. Take a look at those, and they're still fighting. And what can they send? Rage is still maxed out. He's not losing any units at the front. He cannot send a lot, and those elephants are so slow for support. Still, endless amount of trade cards are going down, and some cav archers are still living, so they will still raid as well. And they're only Xing now. Didn't they see it before? Callan did see it for very sure, but why isn't Rage sending anything? Only now he's sending some cataphracts, but in the same group as the Halberdiers, so it will take ages to send all his units.
Yeah, so this is where you can see the effectiveness of the cataphracts raiding. You just have to keep regathering them to a central point, and that trample damage takes care of everything.
Yeah, absolutely. But on the other hand, obviously Fire not having any army, it's getting pushed down at home. Let's take a look at the trade amount pretty quickly. Tattoo going down to 21. Rage still 46, that's healthy. And Callan at 14, so they have combined 17-ish, I'd say. Let's stay on the view of Spain for quite some time again. And
if Tato is going to kill that forest, and if Callan can get in there and Tato, they might be able to completely destroy.
Only one market is still left, and look how poorly, absolutely poorly the trade is running, blocking each other everywhere, running bumps into each other, the heads at least, for all the time. And now the paladins are coming, and now they're trying to return the favor, and they will have the same sweet spot again. Oh, and all the trade cards are blocking each other now. No, they're not blocking each other, they're dying into the arms of paladins. And okay, we will take another look at the trade card count of the Tyrants pretty soon as well. On the other hand, obviously now Rage should push, because RiuT will need all his gold at this time, but will lose most of the trade cards. And they're not sending too much as well. And the only units which are being sent are Paladins of Callan. And now they've deleted the market. Oh, and that's so annoying. Oof. The pause to get some breathe. Oh, the tension. The tension. Oh god, look at this. Okay, let's count trade cards. It's Fire being at 29. RiuT 44 still healthy, and Spaden 37. So it's still okay. It's absolutely okay.
Fire and RiuT both have really low populations right now.
Let's go into Spaden's view. Yeah, I think I like this one. And yeah, now they're obviously still attacking the markets, and the trade line is shortened now. How much effect is this to shorten the trade line from absolutely end of the map till like one screen closer?
Well, now he's looking at 68 gold. Now, let's see. Let's go to Spaden. So now Spaden is only getting 54 gold per every cart, and I think before they were getting around 70.
Let's take a look when this market finishes. It's 78.
78. So, and it's a huge difference.
Yeah, now they obviously don't have enough gold, and yeah, I think most of the relics, most of the resources went into fire there, and therefore the RiuT didn't get any more sling, and he didn't have the biggest eco. He had only army and relied on the sling of Spaden and fire mainly, and now he's getting pushed, and I don't think he can easily hold.
Spaden's army is all at 8 o'clock there.
Yeah, and he's not killing anything there. He's just doing no important damage at this time. Not killing in the traps, even fighting against some halberdiers, killing some barracks, which are totally useless at this stage anyways. And at the same time they are getting close, only one screen away from the trade. And if the trade goes down as heavily as before, look at the still left, they would have lost the game, but they redesigned before. What a great game praxis.
Yeah, it was really hard to tell who was winning the majority of the game. So
high level
really fun,
play of
really
all
fun
the
game.
6 players. And yeah, it's tough for me to tell what really made the difference in the end.
Oh, I mean, in the very end, that last trade, when just destroying their market, that really did it.
Okay. Let's take another look at the military. Wow, just huge kills, obviously, for the Persians. And yeah, tough to have a good army if you're not Persians. So let's go, and guys, let's do it all together. Cross your fingers that we will see the next game from the start. The score is now 2-2. Obviously couldn't be closer, but that's kind of what we expected.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good matchup. So now we're in Franks, Hun, and Mongols on map pack.
Franks, Huns, and Mongols on map pack. So who do you think, with the addition obviously now of a random player for each team, has a better cards here?
Oh man, it's tough. I'm interested to see who plays what. I'm thinking that Rage is going to be Huns, Knowledge Franks, and Tato Mongols. And then probably Fire will be Huns. And I'm guessing that it's hard to... I would think RiuT would want to be Mongols, but they might have Spaden go Mongols. On most of the maps, the Mongols are going to really be the stronger civilization after the first 5 or 10 minutes. So
okay,
I would make your strongest player Mongols, honestly. But
okay.
As for prediction, I
so
think
you are Mongols in your team?
We're still figuring that out, but I'll probably play them.
Okay, sweet. Excited about this one, because obviously most maps aren't really figured out yet, to be honest, in this deathmatch format. It's the first tournament with team game deathmatch, which isn't GA. So yeah, most teams just played it. Some deathmatch players haven't even played it like 10 times. Baltic or Continental.
Yeah, I think the map is going to make a big difference. If it's a water map, Tyrant's going to have a big advantage. But if it's like Gold Rush or Graveyards or Green Arabia, I think QuEnDi could have a little bit of advantage for this matchup.
Okay. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Because obviously the Tyrants are actually all random map players, to be honest. At least RiuT and Fire mainly are playing deathmatch. So I will go into AOC overlay instantly. Bam! Finally! Let's welcome into the 10 first seconds, and finally you can see what's happening. And we can see Baltic.
So they got Spaden as Mongols.
Spaden as Mongols, RiuT as Hans.
Oh wow! And
Franks
Fire is
middle,
Franks.
and Teto is Mongols middle. And we can see some quick walling by Spaden, at least he's trying to, but I think Hans might want to deny exactly that. And the fast walls of RiuT are denied as well. So as at the moment we can see the middles going for water, and that's Franks against Franks against Mongols, not too great for the Franks. And Spaden is going for water as well.
Yeah,
but
especially
trying
on the
to
water map.
Oh, and I think Spaden might be dying here, right? Look at this. It's full out land aggression of Rage here. And one stable defense of Spaden. I think Spaden could really die here. This villager will go down. He will not finish this walls. The water won't be too important. And still, it's only one stable. Only Fire needs to help him, and he needs to help him strongly.
Fire also only has one stable.
Yeah, now he's building more. Let's see, those walls won't finish. He will build a castle up front here. And Tato's sending some.
Kellen's coming that way too.
Yeah, RiuT finished his walls with a clever gate there. And RiuT's going for mainly water now. And Tato went for fast fire ships before galleons, although the distance was quite long. And now Spaden got out some units on the water. Let's see if he can survive on land. It feels like he's getting up his castles and is trying to survive, because actually the distance, like air distance, is very short, but the land distance is quite some time. And wow, Spaden population 37 against 136 of Rage. If he's able to push on the land, and if he got out some like rams already or some traps, I think Spaden would be in huge trouble. But at the moment it feels a bit like they could get him into this later stage of the game. Although he might lose the water, because he has control on land so much at the moment that he only has 4 docks. And Tato is going full docks, full water control of Tato here. And not a single land unit from Tato except like 5 cavaliers at this stage of the game. Oh, Spaden will have problems. Pop 28 against Pop 180 of Rage. And sending more from Rage. And even if they're not killing Spaden at this time, they're controlling 3 corners for quite some time now. Oh, RiuT starting over here, getting some paladins at the absolute south of the map, denying some trade for very sure. And yeah, Spaden kind of stabilized, but he's losing little castles. And if some cannon galleons will get over here, Spaden will have problems. And yeah, Spaden will not get on land, not get on water. Let's see if RiuT is getting a lot of ships on water. At the moment, Kellen can't do much. I would love to see him get on the other side a bit more, although he is obviously trying to send everything he can. So what should be the next tactical moves of both teams? Practice.
Well, really, for QuEnDi, if Tato can take all the water, that's going to be a huge advantage. They currently have 3 corners, so for Tyrant, they have to get a corner because they need trade, and if they don't have a corner, their trade's going to be really weak. Let's see. I think Rage is picking the wrong corner for trade because if they do take that little channel, his trade route's not going to be very good. But overall, QueNDi has a huge advantage right now. They have 3 corners. It's going to be hard to come back.
So too, at least population-wise, they're all above 100 against Tyrant Naps, all lower than 100. So obviously only population-wise it's looking good for QueNDi here.
Yeah, they have, combined, they have over 100 population more.
And they're getting the corner and securing with siege workshops, with castles, getting huge amounts of heavy coverages. But now finally the Mongols is getting onto land, and yeah, Tato's full water, so...
Yeah, Tato has so many ships right now.
Yeah, and now Spain obviously has the strongest land unit, which is the Mangudai, at least cost efficient wise, and some siege onagers. But I think QueNDi will have problems on water. Onager shots! Yeah, they need some ships there. They're not building ships. Oh, Rage sneaked a villager around here. That's interesting. Okay, so at the moment the Naps Tyrant team pushing on the left hand side, right hand side seems to be like North Korean, South Korean border. They don't like each other, but they decided to not attack each other for now at least. And yeah, the trade obviously should start from both teams, but it's tough for Spain to build a good market for now.
Yeah, Tato really should have sent those ships sooner to that spot.
Yeah, now he is, and those ships are so good against Mangudais. Not too good against siege onagers, and very poor against rams, obviously, but not too much siege of Spain yet. Oh, and a sneaky transport ship. I want to know what's in there. Oh, 10 paladins. Let's try to follow them. Dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum dum. Dum 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 dum. I'll get back to you later. Let's see. The fight. Spain is obviously gaining a lot of control with those Mangudais, now finally finishing the boss, but they just need to get a corner. He doesn't need to wall, because securing the area won't help. He needs... Oh. Dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Touchdown! And... Oh, instantly even seeing this. Let's see if we can get some nice raids. But yeah, Fire has so many paladins over there, so that's not too important. Spain losing all his Mangudais at the moment against some... Oh god, I missed those shot. But look at this.
Oh, that was really
they
bad.
got it, yeah. Oh god, Spain just overcommitted here. He just needs to stay on the left hand side. Don't wall yourself, and then you can move. Yeah. Maybe thought, okay, Tato didn't have any onagers for quite some time there, and if you only fight against paladins, it's nice onager shots now. But yeah, Tato just helping out so much with this elite camp, and this one sneaky villager building a siege workshop and a castle on the other side. Yeah, just nice addition, and now he can already prepare some siege units when they're finally pushing here in Spain. Now the amount of Mangudais just dwindled so much. A big water fight, but I think it's not too... it's not too important at the time. You don't want to lose water, obviously. Oh, when Spain is getting his ships there, but yeah, into 2 castles, so he can't stay there, and rightfully he's going back, and he needs to prepare some cannon galleons to snipe those castles first. And Spain is getting pushed. They have this market, and this market isn't good at all. Even getting sniped though at the moment, and just Spain not securing his area and being pushed down so much on land gave them such a disadvantage, and now the trade is stopped. And I think we might see an earlier GG than the last week 3 we saw.
Yeah, once those 3 castles go down, it'll be the end of the game.
Not worth it to fish on deathmatch. It is, but we see too many ships still, and yeah, fishing ships aren't too good against a big amount of galleons, so you don't build them, and obviously just building farms at home is secure enough at this point. And yeah, but the main factor is still the trade. Oh, look at this poor market of Spain. At the moment, he's only getting 28 gold, and even if he puts to the wrong market 23 gold, that's just not long enough for a good trade route. And yeah, they will struggle in gold pretty soon. Although they're winning the water now. But the good thing for QueNDi is that they have such a good map that even if they lost water, they still have a secure trade route. As you can see, no water at all. So that's just a fortunate scenario for them.
Yeah, from 3 to 6, they really have a perfect setup for this map.
Okay, and Rage pushing even further at this point. Callan sending paladins from home. Still having them here. But Tyrant got all the water now, and maybe, just maybe, they can get into here now. And if they're cleaning up those 2 castles and get all their ships in here, they could easily defend against the QueNDis. But the QueNDis obviously having a lot of paladins here, trying to deny exactly that and trying to push into the trade before the Tyrants can take advantage of having the water. And obviously they haven't won the water like 200 ships against 0. It's more like 40 against 10 at this stage. Okay, let's try to not eat all of your microphone praxis. Keep some for the rest of the cast. The trade, let's take a look at the trade. It's not blocking for now, but that's only because they don't have enough trade to block each other. So yeah, some spectators already typing GG, and look at the population of Spain. It's 60 only against all the other players, basically being maxed out. Tito at 170, but easily could max out and will max out any second. And Spain will have problems. He still has 6 castles, soon to be 5, I think, but he needs to rely on sling of his allies, and his allies don't have any good trade for now as well. So yeah, they can't sling too much gold, and they need those mango dice to hold. And if they can't hold, they will lose their castles, and then no mango dice. GG.
Yeah, this game's over. They just lost the advantage too early when Spain only had 1 stable. Being on the flank, you have to prepare for a land attack, and you have to be prepared for a sea attack as well. So it's a really complicated matchup with this map.
Yeah, and especially without Treadmill Crane, Mongols the slowest civ, and yeah, just struggling at the start for very sure. And
yeah,
Rage just beautifully exploiting this. Oh, now he's even asking for food, although he's not building any food units, but he's struggling to even build villagers. Oh man, but now he got into, it feels like 33 mango dice. And yeah, obviously Spain's control is quite good, so he will not use them as carefully as in this scenario we had here before. Let's take a look. Teto even won most of the water back, so yeah, the water control is still theirs, at least in this small canal. Take a look. Oh, not the best eco for RiuT for now. Look at this. I could become 2.4k if I play like this. Okay. okay. Most players being close to max out, except Spaden still struggling, but 77 and having still 29 Mangodites after a lot of fights. But I think the main issue in this game is a trade route. Just compare it. It's very short and already starting to block. And against not too much trade, to be honest. I wanted to brag with the trade of QueNDi, but they don't have the greatest trade. Oh, it was raided by a nice sneaky move by RiuT, probably with this transporter. And now they decide, okay, we don't want you to send more coverages. We will just slam castles all over the trade to stop exactly that. And I think they will have problems doing this again, the tyrants are. And yeah, those some coverages are costly if you don't have any gold, and they only, it feels like, snipe less than 10 trade cards there. So yeah, nice denial there by Kellen, very aware, and Teto's castles now building like the first 5 castles of this game for him, having one at the front. And those are the first Mangodites in this game, minute 33 of a deathmatch game as Mongols.
Yeah, with their map, they really don't need water as much at this point.
Yeah, they only need water to not lose this area, basically. So you don't need to win water, you just need to not
just defend it.
Yeah, lose significantly. Yeah, I think that's okay. Oh, what is Rage? Skirm Halberdier? What am I seeing? It's not the biggest trade, as it seems. Let's take a small look at this trade. It's 45 trade cards! Dude, what did you do with your resources if you have to go for halberdiers and skirmishes when you have 45 trade cards? Did he sling most of it?
I don't think so. But maybe. He may have. Okay. He may have slung Kellen, but...
Okay, Kellen preparing again for his big paladins against RiuT in his 1v1, so definitely used to building paladins as Franks. 162 villagers for fire. Yeah, that's including trade cards, obviously. So 111 plus, kind of 50ish. So fire not having the greatest army, obviously. And you can see him having only some paladins and only 35 military at this stage. But Rage, oh no, yeah, fire only having 28 paladins, lost some obviously at this stage. And it feels like Onager shots against the Mango dies, but he's retreating nicely. And now they need to send traps, clear these castles. And I think Kellen, Kellen is deciding to go for the trade.
He really shouldn't. He doesn't need to. They just need to kill those 3 castles.
Oh, and look at another thing. I'm always talking about wood. Look at the... I was always talking about gold. Look at the wood. Empty, empty, dry, 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 empty, dry. One small forest. Empty, dry, dry, empty, empty, dry, dry. One even smaller forest. Dry, empty, empty, dry. And Korean border. So this won't last forever. Look at those onagers prepared already. So, and now even the castle's going down for Spain. I think we will see GG any second.
Yeah, Rage really won the game with taking the entire corner and building on Baden.
The sweet aggression there against Spain, yeah. Absolutely great aggression there. Denying every villager. Some tried to wall here, some tried to wall here, and he was always taking an eye and expecting exactly that and denying it. So just great awareness of rage there.
RiuT's trying to build on Kellen now. He just built a castle on his land.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Now
it,
his,
and
cannon galleons.
yeah, that would
But it's-
absolutely nice if he had a forward base here and they could cut into the trade. But nice denial by Kellen. And finally GG. After another nice game, but a very early disadvantage there for...
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, and yeah, we will see even more games now. Let's take a quick look at the achievements. All the games after we had solved our issues at the start went quite smoothly and game after game, so I don't want to look too much into the statistics, maybe some killage statistics. Spain even with the most kills was a Mango Dice, but let's take a look. Society only 99, so he was never even pop limit in this game. Ay.
Yeah, I mean, that's, if you look at Rage, like, he had the most gold, but he was essentially just bombarding Spain with more units than he could handle. So even though he had a ton of kills, he just eventually ran out of gold. So
yeah, absolutely. And let's update the score. It's 3-2-2. So match point for QuEnDi. After being down 2-1, they took both the 3v3s. With Tato as a teammate.
now it's 3 more 1 versus 1.
Absolutely. We will see 3 1 versus 1s. It's Chinese War on Peru, Goth War on GA, and Spain War on Mappack. Actually, if we have Kellen against RiuT, I want to see this again. But I will take another good game, and I think we will always have 3 good games here. So it's Goth War GA will played by RiuT. China War on Peru will played by... No. Okay, I was wrong. I read wrong. Kellen, Knowledge will play Goth War GA. Wayne, which is Rage, will play China War on Peru. And Tato will play Spain War on Mappack. Yeah, I think that's a good seeding. I think you could have switched Kellen with Rage there. And yeah, okay. What game do we want to see? Or do we want to win?
I kind of want to watch Tato.
Tato?
Spain,
okay.
but that's up to you.
I'm totally fine, because we will see a lot of 1v1s on GA and Peru upcoming, so I'm totally fine to see some map pack games. And let's see who they will seed against Tato. And I think, yeah, I don't want to talk too much about strategy, but I think Tato obviously should be the weakest of those 1v1 players, right?
I've never seen him play 1 versus 1 deathmatch, so
okay, so
hard to
that's
say.
most likely yes.
But with Spain, like, it's hard to win the game too quickly because their villagers are so strong.
Exactly.
So with Tato, with his style, once he gets a big army of conquistadors and paladins, he might be real unstoppable on a land game. But also curious if it's like a water map, how it's gonna go.
Oh, we will see Tato against RiuT playing Spanish. It will be Fire playing Chinese War against Rage, and we will have Spain against Kellen on in a Goth War on GA. So I think the Goth War for Kellen is quite a safe point, and the other 2 matches will be extremely interesting. I'd love to see the Chinese War on Prairie as well, but yeah, let's see. RiuT plays Spain, so let's switch the room. And RiuT against Tato is game 7. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for the invite. Okay, so guys, get hyped a bit. It's Tato against RiuT on Map Pack Spanish War. Map pack includes maps like GA, Atacama, Gold Rush, Baltic, Continental, Graveyards, and I think that's it, right? 6 maps?
Yeah, I think strategically, they're putting Spade in against Cullen as like they don't expect to beat Cullen, so they're putting their weakest player versus him, and then hoping to win the other 2 matches.
Absolutely,
so.
Because you want to go for a 2-1, not a 3-0. And yeah, so they need wins here for RiuT and for Fire.
Yeah, Cullen's so good at Goth War. I like we could watch it, but it's probably going to be a quick game, and it's probably not going to be that exciting.
Yeah, for us it would be something to fab and to learn and to get Craigasmed, but to see the most exciting game, I think we're absolutely in the right one with RiuT against Tito. Two absolute great experts in random maps, and I'm not sure how much you're following random map games, but RiuT absolutely being top, let's be shy and say top 5 players in the world, and Tito absolutely being on top level, high expert level as well. And obviously both players showed how good they can perform on deathmatch as well, so I'm more than excited to see this game.
Yeah, the map will be really interesting. Could really change things around.
Okay, spectator countdown started, and we did not see a single restart just yet, and we're already in map number 6. 3-2 for QueNDi. I'm surprised that we didn't see any restarts yet.
Yeah, the Gold Rush map would have been the one to do it on for QueNDi.
Yeah, I agree.
And last game would have been a good restart for Tyrant, because very early, as soon as that scout was there and Spaden was in that big disadvantage, they could have easily restarted.
And I'm on it, and we can see Baltic against Teto against RiuT, and I'm live on the game, I'm pretty sure at least. And we can see Spanish War, and I'm live, so everything went smoothly, at least for now. We will see both players going for some stables and then controlling the water, and as you can see, controlling this small choke here just denies your enemy of getting ever on your side. Controlling this and this area would be just so perfect, so winning the water is absolutely crucial on this map. Praxis, give me some information about Spanish War on Baltic. What should you do, what shouldn't you do, what is your aim to get ahead in this matchup?
So obviously, water, as you said, is key. As far as the land goes, they really want to try to keep... So I would try to kill the other players' dock builders with paladins while building galleons, to try to get an early advantage. And then obviously you want to castle different points on the water that can be advantageous. So you see Tato is starting with fast fire ships, so that gave him a little bit of an advantage there real quick.
And RiuT is countering it with demolition ships. Let's see if we can... I cannot click this top, weird. Let's see some... Oh, nice detonations here, even there again. So he cleared up all the fast fire ships here, and should have the advantage on water. I will most likely stay on this view, so you can always see warships and cavalry. Oh no, that's bad for the minimap. I will just switch around a bit. At the moment it's better population for RiuT, and he's raiding Teto quite nicely at home, and a lot of villagers are going down here, denying most of the gold income, and killed some villagers over here. This castle will most likely get through, And I think it's a better water army for RiuT for the moment.
Yeah, RiuT really did a much better job killing villagers inside of Tato's town.
Yeah, he's ahead by 3 villagers at this stage, and yeah, same amount of idols. But the military count is just superior for RiuT, having 67 against 25, and is even dwindling more and more. Even more fire ships just going into the death of the huge shots of Tato here, of the ships of Tato, the huge shots of RiuT's galleons here, and now even adding elite cannon galleons. And if he's once controlling all this area with on water with elite cannon galleons of the Spanish, and look at the speed of the cannons, it's just ridiculous. Tato kind of stabilizing at home and already building farms. I don't like this at all. Take a look at the food count. It's 15k and he's starting to farm.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the least of his priorities right now.
Yeah. And yeah, let's see RiuT walling on the left hand side, rolling on the right hand side, at least he's trying to. Even walling further to control one more relic, controlling more of the land base, and building town centers everywhere, getting his eco up, taking good fights with the help of galleons on the right hand side. But he's losing the water a bit against a lot of fire ships. But only losing some, and again, look at the population, it's 95 against 31 military count. Villager count is dead even at the moment, but that's not too important at this stage in the game.
Yeah, it really isn't. They just really need to have a gold, like big gold collection. So they're both a little bit light on villagers collecting gold. So if you look at RiuT, he has 4k wood, 13k food, but less than 200 gold, so he could be making a lot more units.
Absolutely, and now he finally is kind of finishing the walls and building a tower. That's a sweet, funny move. And Tato still staying on so many fire ships. I'm surprised about that. Tato selling 2000 food, getting some gold now in his bank. I like this a lot. Yeah, and Tato is preparing another land attack, but RiuT is preparing with some conquistadors on his own now. But only having 2 castles for now isn't giving him the greatest production at all. Oh, but now the cannon galleons are just sniping down this castle. Oh god, and no chance to... Oh, he's even killing 1 galleon here. But just instantly dying all these conquistadors. And
yeah, I think
the defense is
Tato
strong.
Tato only has 1 castle that is safe from water. And
Yeah,
it might not even be safe. He might be able to reach it, so he might have none.
Yeah, we could count it, but yeah, for sure. This castle, you obviously build them to get not camped at your docks, but once you lose water, they're basically useless against the heavy cannon galleons of the Spanish. As you can see now. Bada boom!
Yeah.
Just 1 flank.
And their cannon galley bonus is really real effective in deathmatch too.
How many cannon galleons does he have? Incredible amount, like 9 cannon galleons, and might have maybe even have at other points some left. And now we can see a big water fight. It's 60 warships against 51. Let's see, it's most about positioning, and he shouldn't lose all his elite cannon galleons. Now they should start to fight. They could obviously contribute into this fight quite nicely. Let's see how he is doing. Not the greatest control for now, although he has a bigger range. Even one-shotting, that's not what you want to do. Only now he's letting them contribute to the fight, but I think that's a bit too late.
Yeah, he should have been using them sooner.
So it's looking good on water for RiuT. But he should build more, and he absolutely is. And RiuT has just so much more map control. Controlling those 2 neutral gold spots, controlling the relic over here. Oh, not anymore. Controlling some relics over here, one over there. So it's absolutely looking good for RiuT compared to Teto's position. Again, taking another fight, killing the castle for sure. Yeah, what should Teto do now to get back into this game, or kind of stay in it?
If he could take water back, that would help a lot. I think that's his only option.
Okay. He's trying to help with some rams, but obviously they aren't doing too great against the Cannon Galleons. So that's not the best option in this war, at least. And RiuT just building more and more galleons, doing just great over there. And being maxed out, getting relic after relic, and Teto's getting his relics as well. Both players taking care of this. Because I know if we both kind of equalize on water, it would go into a long game. It feels like Teto isn't equalizing in water at all.
Yeah, there's probably no coming back from this. I would probably just GG at this point if I was Tato.
But yeah, I'm Tato, and Teto's still pop 160, still getting gold, has an healthy army, and you know, if you have too many ships on the water, you don't have enough army on the land left. So if Teto is able to kind of start a huge push against RiuT on the water now, and RiuT isn't sending his ships in time to defend down here, Teto should win the land, but not with fights like those. Fighting with all his conquistadors, but the paladins weren't there, and the hill was for RiuT, so even the land is looking good for RiuT at this moment.
Yeah, and he had a small hill advantage.
Yeah. So sweet moves by RiuT all over the map. Now some demolition ships aren't obviously doing anything at this state, but now he's controlling all the land, denying a lot of, even killing some houses, denying this stone spot, and obviously giving him the chance to get so many raids and just getting 10, 15 boosters here, sending them over there. It's just an option RiuT has now and Teto doesn't. Now being cornered so heavily. He has only like 15-20% of the whole map. So yeah. So most likely you will even run out of wood at some time in this game. Unless he's continuing his push, and at the moment he absolutely is. Having a lot of rams. And as I said, RiuT isn't able to build a lot of units on land. Maybe even should consider deleting some galleons. Obviously this hurts a lot, but I think that's the right option at this stage of the game. Because you will never lose water if you have enough galleons, but you could lose land if you have too many galleons still left.
Yeah, after he kills the docks at 12, I'd probably delete all those ships.
And he's pushing. But I like this defense of RiuT here. Knowing, okay, he will want to push over here, warding and building onagers. He should send even more. Okay, that's actually more than enough at the moment. Should just lock the gate and defend over here. Yeah, And RiuT is sending more and more galleons and cannon galleons. This Conquistador shouldn't go in there. But Onager's not shooting there. Maybe we will see some huge shot if he wants to go through the small choke point. I think it would be the better option to go for the workshops first and then go in, that nothing like this would happen. And oh, Onager's getting great shots over here. And most Conquistadors just died without doing too much damage. Yeah, except killing those two Citro Shop and not even killing those. Relic pickup over here by RiuT, I think. I'm not seeing it at the moment. And yeah, so he should get... Ah yeah, this was a relic. So he has 4 relics now against only 1 of Tato, so even this regard he is ahead. Oh, and even getting the gold of Tato now. Tato still has pop 160, but he will never be able to win this game again. Did I hear no dogs? No. All the shore is being controlled. Tato is building a dock here, so... But, yeah, look at the resource of Tato. He has okay wood, but absolutely dry on food, gold and stone. And let's take a look at the resource of RiuT. Just even more wood, healthy food and gold. And he even has more gold income. And soon we'll have this Force Relic. I think I thought the monk going. No, I didn't. And Tato even selling 200 wood. That's cute. But this... Oh, I think... What happened here? Where they climbed up? Yeah, and Kellen even spotting the results. Thanks for that. And let's scroll some. Maybe we can... You guys who didn't see anything. Yeah, let's absolutely watch how this game runs out. And I maybe should go for like chat off. I never do that, but I think that's one option. Chat off. Oh my god, my F key is broken. Okay. Okay, Tato defending on the north now. And yeah, RiuT pushing in the south, even denying more gold spots of Tato. And yeah, the points are just so clear as well. Just showing the game how RiuT always took better fights. Oh, now sniping some cannon galleons. Oh, sweet micro move over there. Only losing 3 cars. Only losing 3 Conquistadors and saving the castle there, but obviously only for now. Yeah, it feels like every move of Tato at this moment is quite desperate. Villagers fighting down the rams, but even the strong Spanish villagers will not survive against this amount of conquistadors.
No.
And even the raid against here from Tato, kind of trying to fight back the 3rd gold spot, not too effective because RiuT easily can send his galleons over here and just defend easily. So that's nice, and on the other side he's even pushing further. So Tato just desperately trying to stay in the game like RiuT did before against Kellen, but yeah, obviously those players are way too strong to lose such a big advantage in those games to ever make it a comeback. I think I only saw one big comeback in an unimportant game. I think WSVG qualifier Viper against RiuT. Viper came back in one of those games, I think. Was it against RiuT? I'm not sure, but it was a Viper comeback. But I think that's one of the biggest comeback most unnecessary comebacks I've seen. And yeah, I think RiuT is way too smart, and Tito's population isn't the greatest, his resources aren't great, even now wood is going down, more castles, losing his 2 gold spots. I think, yeah, he feels good claiming back this area, and I think he feels like, okay, it's going up, but on the other side it's going so down, and oh, even his 1 relic is in danger pretty soon.
Yeah.
Some sweet moves with the tower here, and the tower is even killing the cannon galleon. Yeah, I would be surprised if we don't see Tito tapping out within the next 2 to 3 minutes. He's still hanging on, trying to build a castle, but another castle close to the shore. And we know what happened to the other castles, which he tried to build close to the shore. They just, they just died against some cannon galleons without any losses. So, oh, even 1 dock still left from Tito. And Tito building only halberdiers, but only halberdiers against halberdiers and conquistadors. Just not the greatest counter at all. Oh, and Tito now trying to get back on water, but with what resources? 8 gold and 200 wood? No, my friend. Sadly not. And we finally see a GG. Although, yeah, to be honest, decided game for quite some time, and yeah, not worth hyping too much there. Yeah, the resource statistics are pretty clear, the kill statistics are pretty clear, and yeah, everything just in the favor of RiuT. Just a beautiful game by him, and great performance. But the other 2 QueNDi guys won it, and Kellen and Rage took their games respectively. So we are on a final score, although RiuT won his game on 4-2. So the second game we saw in the second 4-2, and yeah, RiuT versus 7 were ahead 2-0, no, 2-1 at one time. So yeah, QueNDi took the last 3 games, and they took them quite nicely. So obviously QueNDi being one of the contenders to take the first place in Group B, and therefore taking, since they are the stronger group, taking the first place in the tournament overall. Yeah, tell me something about how both teams performed in your perspective, Praxis.
Yeah, I mean, QueNDi definitely had a little bit of a rough start in the 2 versus 2. Just the, civilization choice, and then the strategy errors in the second one, but really showed their strength 1 versus 1 and the 3 versus 3 as well. So 3 versus 3s were both the same civilization, so really they just executed better there and made up for the 2 versus 2. That's really it. Like they played really well every game. It's just the 2 versus 2s that they lost. They did not have the better strategy in either game.
Okay, sweet stuff, sweet stuff. So another good set. We had loss against Horse Force with great games, and QueNDi against RiuT versus 8 were great games as well. So I'm totally happy to be a part of this tournament, and was able and being allowed to cast those. I have to thank you 107 times for being here. It was a pleasure to get your inside info, and yeah, just some nice informations and some analysis. So thanks for having you here, and yeah, I will shut down the stream and Thanks guys for watching and a great evening of AOC.